guys, welcome to another video. Justin, are we doing this weekly? Like, is this some sort of like partnership thing kind of thing, or is our marketing team going crazy on this?
We're best buds now. Every week we're gonna record.
100%, man. So we're doing today, guys. We're gonna do something really cool, and we're gonna play with AI. So as you all know, AI is super trendy right now. PickFu actually has an AI tool. You guys should go check it out, which basically summarizes and puts it in a very easy way to understand all the feedback that you got for your images. So go check that tool out. But today we're gonna talk about Bard and ChatGPT, which was better. Maybe it's like Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, or Goku and Vegeta. Like, I don't know who it is. I don't know who's better. I don't know who's Goku. I don't know who's Vegeta. But we got tested out with Amazon bullet points. I just want to give a quick shout out to my team in the background. We got Mr. Pernia and we got Miss Pichu in the background. Say hi, peeps. All right, go back to the dungeons. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. Okay, guys. Justin, do you want to say anything before we get started?
I mean, just as a reminder, PickFu is a easy way to get consumer feedback on any aspect of your product. Today, we're going to be focusing on product description, so it could definitely be text, any marketing copy that you want to do. You definitely want to get it in front of actual consumers who are going to be buying your stuff, actual humans, right? Because we're talking about AI generation, but you want to make sure that it still resonates with actual humans. So that's what we do.
100%. So it's good to know, to have a starting point, obviously, but at the end of the day, you have to understand humans are the ones buying these products. So you should, and not just any type of human, not somebody from Australia or somebody from Japan. If they're in the US, in the Japanese market, sure. The Australian market, sure. But right now, we're trying with the US marketplace.
Yep.
And PickFu is great because they have US-based respondents, which are also Prime members, correct? If I'm not mistaken. So
Yep.
it's people who buy on Amazon, people in the US, based in the US, who buy on Amazon, which is great. That's the people that you need. Okay, let's get to it, guys. Let me share. Let's take this out and let's go to the presentation. So, guys, welcome to ChatGPT versus Bard. Bullet points battle. How are we gonna use AI to win on Amazon? And it's gonna be featuring Mr. Justin Chen from PickFu. He's one of the founders of PickFu, next to John, if I'm not mistaken. And welcome, thanks to you, GPT 2.0. Remember, we have no limits. We are too good. This was Andrew's fault. I am not kidding. Andrew came up with this. Andrew, we need some humility right here. Let's keep going. How we will use the AI platforms. Okay. First of all, we are gonna get to know the buyer persona. Then we're gonna learn the pain points of the buyer persona, and then we're gonna establish an angle on how we're going to use this buyer persona. Afterwards, we're gonna get the keywords, and also we're gonna create the bullet points after the AI analyzes all these things. Because remember, the AI is constantly learning. So if you tell them like, hey, these are all the things, I agree with it, yes. Now create something based out of all these characteristics. The AI should generate you what you're looking for based on what you prompted. If I'm mistaken, please, Andrew, help me out. Okay, so these are the questions that we're gonna ask. Let's ask the first one. Justin, what do you think? The first question is, give me an ideal custom profile for a bamboo toothbrush brand on Amazon for men and women. You wanna add anything to that?
Let's just see what it does.
Start with Bard. Hey, Bard. So give me an ideal custom for he's generating. Let's go. Oh, by the way, I was playing today in the morning with ChatGPT, and I asked the AI tool with Andrew. I was playing with ChatGPT and Bard at the same time with Andrew. All right, let's start a new chat really quick, and let's just ask the same exact question. So this is what's given you. Let's see, Bard. Bard gave you this. So Bard is saying income $50,000 plus yearly. Ages between 25 and 45. They have a college degree. They're urban. They're interested in health, fitness, and sustainability, which is obviously, yeah, it makes sense. The customer profile is likely to be interested in the following benefits: biodegradable, affordable, and this is interesting. The marketing of the trusted brand on Amazon should focus on marketing efforts reaching target audience. And they give you specific, well, it's not specific, it's very broad, but at least it gives you where you can find them. Let's see, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is
Similar.
It's cool. Yeah, similar. But the cool thing is that I feel like Bard is easily more like broken down in a visual hierarchy way. So you can actually see like the breakdown super clear. Here, you would have to read. But these, ChatGPT doesn't tell you exactly like how much they're making, for example, which is a super important feature. Andrew, what do you think? Think it's good? Should we go to the next question? Andrew to that.
Yeah, I would like to hear Justin's opinion as well. What do you think, Justin?
I do kind of agree with what Bard was saying. I do think it's going to be eco-conscious, probably more educated, slightly more affluent, probably more urban. I mean, it's a lot of generalities, you know, like a lot of stereotypes, which are maybe fine for your first pass. But I think once you start selling, you know, I know you always talk about this, Rafael, but you want to look at your brand analytics, actually see who's buying it, because just because AI thinks that's what it is, it's making broad generalities right now. And so you need to look at the actual performance. And once you get some of that actual data, maybe you're like, oh, okay, like Bamboo is popular with everyone, and maybe you don't need to target. So, you know, keep that in mind.
That is super good, actually. That is super good. That's so true. Okay, let's go back to the slides, Pichu. Thank you, Pichu. All right, next question. Boom. So what are this person's pain points? Give me 10 pain points. Let's go for the next one. 10 pain points. Let's see what he says. Boom and boom. See what Bart's saying. Main individuals, manifest overflow. Okay, pollution, obviously they care, chemical exposure, yes, I agree. People are very health conscious, more aesthetics. Okay, I would say aesthetics. Yeah, this is integral comfort. Limited availability. Okay. Lack of awareness. This is very cool. So it's telling you, addressing these pain points through your marketing messages, product features, and customers' education can help differentiate your Bamboo toothbrush brand, alleviate customers' concerns, and create compelling value proposition to potential buyers. Wow, it sounds like a sales pitch. I love it. How about Bard? Addressing these additional pain points, you can increase your chances of success in selling Bamboo toothbrushes on Amazon. I feel like Bard's a little bit less fancier or less educated than ChatGPT and how it's presented, at least for these answers. Because if we go back and the way that Bard presented, it's rather like, I would say simpler. Yeah, would you say so? And ChatGPT is more like, I don't know, like more analytical, I would say, like more in depth, more yeah, it's like understanding.
It definitely elaborates. ChatGPT is definitely elaborating a lot more.
Yeah. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Bard is more straightforward, while ChatGPT is more like poetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So true. All right, let's go back to the presentation, Pichu. I'm going to ask you the next question, which is the following. What is the best angle to approach this person? What is the best angle to approach this person? Let's see what it says. ChatGPT. Guys, don't worry. Justin will get his shot at highlights and glory at the last slide, which is actually, he's going to walk us through how PickFu can help you do these A/B testing and product description, product bullet points. Well, we're doing the bullet points right now, and product bullet points. So we understand like, hey, this is going to be a good way to target the person. This is how we would do it from the PickFu side. So this can help you obviously make sure that you're selling something, that you're putting up something that's going to connect with the consumer. Okay, which one's better going to connect with the consumer? Okay, this is what ChatGPT said. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because now we're going to be here for an hour. I feel like, okay, cool. Bard gave you some examples. I think that's cool. And ChatGPT was more general. Could you say?
I don't know how much of that's super useful. Maybe the first couple points.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main point here is going to be to focus on the environmental impact and like the stylistic design of the Bamboo, and then those are the key selling points, I think, of the Bamboo toothbrush.
100%. Like what you said, stylish, like yes, aesthetics and sustainability. Oh, sorry, sustainability right here and eco-friendly. I feel like a lot of people are gonna go where they're gonna go buy for a ton of brand like this. They're gonna be more like conscious, obviously, about the environment, and
Mhm.
maybe also trying to break away from the status quo. Hey,
Mm.
everybody has to use Colgate. Everybody has to use Oral-B. Everybody has to use. Not really. So, because what I've seen is that a lot of people are actually way more open to using new brands that connect with them in a
Mhm.
more intellectual and emotional way than to sticking with older brands. For example, it's gonna be kind of weird, but I started using a new deodorant, and this deodorant, I'm actually vouching for this deodorant. I don't know anybody in this that's selling this brand. It's a stone deodorant. It's made out of pure potassium. It's
Huh.
just salt. It's really cool, and it has no chemicals, super organic, and all these
Yeah.
things, right? And before that, I was using like what's Old Spice, which I got it through the commercial. You remember that commercial? That was a dude that was like on the beach, and then he was riding a horse, and he was doing something else. Those really cool commercials. Do you remember those
Yeah.
commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got hooked up with Old Spice. Old Spice, yeah. But recently, I was researching, and this brand stood out because of the way they were portraying. Because I was trying to be a little bit more conscious. Mom's friend got diagnosed with cancer, and one of the things that could have prompted that was the use of deodorant.
Sure.
And I started researching for my family and stuff, and for myself as well. And that deodorant was like fully organic. I was like, huh. And it's been great, man. I can say I'll leave the link down below.
Affiliate link.
I'll leave the link down below if anybody wants to use the deodorant I use. Let's go back. Oh my god, my team's gonna fire me from my own company. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'll go back to the slides. I appreciate. Let's go back to the slides. All right. Keywords. Most important thing. Well, one of the most important things, keywords, because this is obviously, guys. We're not running this through Helium 10 or any other tool that's gonna help them understand the search value or the search ranking or the value of this keyword. This is just ChatGPT, just busting out some keywords, okay? But we're gonna try our best to make it effective for Amazon. Okay, let's go back to Bard. How many keywords actually? Give me how many keywords, Andrew? Let's say 20, 10, say 15.
10. I think 10 is
10?
is good.
Okay, we'll do 10.
And I think that that brings up a good point when you're using the AI stuff. You want to be as specific as possible with your request. Just
yes,
a
sir.
pointer. Yep.
Super important. The more specific you are, the better. It's like when you're in a communication process with your even intimate professionally in any way. Communication is key, I believe, in a human's life. So the more specific you are to this, because at some point, guys, this is gonna take over us. Like literally, it's gonna be like a revolution. So the more specific you are, because these tools are learning tools, the better it's gonna give you responses. Okay, interesting.
Eco-friendly. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the interesting thing that I saw is that ChatGPT is like, hey, these are the keywords, boom.
Yeah.
And it tells you like, hey, they reflect concern, preferences, values of your target customers, helping you find that Bluetooth questions more easily by searching on Amazon. Do you see this? So this is super cool. This is what I'm telling you. Like, I didn't tell the AI because I'm the same thread. I didn't tell him, hey, give me 10 keywords that my ideal customers can use to find this product on Amazon. I just told them, hey, give me just 10 keywords. But because I asked about Amazon before, what did I ask about Amazon? Amazon, right here, the first one. It's telling me, it says, hey, you asked about this, so I assume that it's gonna be for this. So for Amazon, this has got to be good for you. So that's the cool thing about the AI. Let's see if Bart mentions it. Bart doesn't mention it, but website, search engines. Amazon's a search engine, but it's not saying specifically for Amazon, but it does give you extra keywords, Justin.
Yeah.
Which I think it's cool, right? All right, I guess we're good to go to the next round, which is going to be the 10 bullet points. Justin, you want to add anything? You think we're good to go?
I think we're good to go. I mean, nothing terribly insightful yet for some of those keywords. I do think ChatGPT did a little bit better on them.
Excuse me, 100%.
Yeah, plastic free toothbrush. That's an interesting angle.
I think ChatGPT better understands like the criteria that you need, for the things that you're asking. Like
Yeah,
for example, bar. I think it's more like specific to what you're asking, but ChatGPT goes further in understanding, for example, what kind of keywords you need for this type of things that you're asking.
yeah.
Uh, Instead, I think bar is more like general or specifically. It doesn't look like two other things.
Something else, Andrew and Justin. I believe that, and let's go back to the slide. There you go. I feel like I completely agree with Andrew. I feel like ChatGPT is maybe smarter. If we could,
Yeah,
say that it's smarter, but I feel like Bard has better intentions. Honestly, like this sounds crazy, I know, but like it's telling you like, hey, this is the term that you asked, but here's some additional keywords that you may want to consider, because it's saying like, hey, people are searching for this, and this is gonna help you. So I feel like, I feel like Bard's heart is in the right place. Is that fair? Yeah,
Yeah.
is that fair? I feel like Bard's heart is it's in a better place than ChatGPT. I think it's starting to be more useful and more helpful towards the consumer. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see how they develop these tools in the future. Yeah, can you believe that I'm talking about how Bard has feelings? That's crazy, man. All right, let's go back to the right 5 bullet points. That's crazy. All right, let's go to Bard. And I'm also listing, taking into consideration the anchor payments and keywords. Boom and boom. Let's see how this goes. Justin, what prompted you guys to develop the AI at PickFu? Like, whose idea was it actually?
It would be our product team. Yeah, so one of our product managers, I think, was playing around with it, and we do actually hear feedback from our customers that we give so many written responses. You might get 50, 100, 200 written responses, and a lot of nuggets of information in there, but it takes a lot of time to comb through each one and kind of like pull out the themes, because it's not just about reading every single one. You kind of want to know like, okay, well, 20 of them said this and 10 of them said this, and trying to understand like what the broader action items are. And so the AI is really good at that, actually. So it's really good at synthesizing a lot of information and kind of like giving you, those kinds of trending information. So we've been working pretty hard to kind of fine tune the right way to use it and to feed the data in. Yeah, so we summarize it into a nice 3-paragraph executive summary, also break out the likes and dislikes for each option if you're doing a comparison. And so it just makes it a lot easier for our customers. And a lot of times they don't even realize, oh yeah, I was struggling to analyze all the results. Now that I see the AI highlights, much easier. And then you can kind of use the results as reference, right? Like,
because for instance, once we offered a customer we offer a show studio every package that we do. We include the PickFu test in the package because we find a value. Not because you're here. If your tool wasn't cool, I would still tell you that you have to improve it. Because I'm very honest, but I believe that I was going to say ChatGPT. I believe that the PickFu does give a leverage to a lot of consumers, a lot of sellers, because it helps them understand better the perspective of that human that's behind the screen, right? Because you guys make them get feedback, which is amazing. Not just vote, because it'll be easier just to like, which one do you like? This one. But like, you have to explain why they like it, which is great. Which is actually, I feel like that's where the money actually is.
Yeah.
And I had a customer that this person, I'm not going to mention the name nor the product because he didn't give me permission to use it. But the customer did run PickFu test before. It's like, hey, like, we're going to run it. It's like, oh, I already have an account. I'm already doing it. I was like, okay, great. That's going to help me understand more of your buyer persona and your product before I execute the content, the new content. And he's like, okay, sure, here's the product. I was like, hey, but didn't you see this before? He's like, no, not really. So what the customer did is that he put up, the images, and he just chose the one that got first place. Which is cool. Yes, it's cool. But it's like I use a gym reference every time because I feel like everybody has started the gym at least once in their lifetime. And it's like going to the gym, doing an amazing workout and then going home and eating a cheeseburger from McDonald's or whichever brand actually, a cheeseburger and then eating a bunch of cookies and eating a bunch of Coke or Sprite or whatever. So are you actually going to the gym? Are you actually going to get that six pack? So I feel like people, some customers, maybe they're too busy to actually put in the time to read all these things because it's a lot of information. So I think that AI tool is definitely a game changer for you guys in the space. Congratulations again. All right, let's go back to the responses. All right, so these are the 10 that ChatGPT prompt out. Sorry, 5, and these are the 5 that Bard prompt out. All right, so this is what we gotta do, guys. The next step is Justin's gonna grab these keywords, and he will A/B test them through PickFu. And he's gonna walk us through it, how he's gonna do it. So we are definitely gonna need a little bit of time for this, okay? So give us a few minutes. We'll be right back with all the responses so you can check them out, and Justin's gonna walk us through it. So we're gonna do a little bit of movie magic now. All right, guys. Yeah, we're good to go. So Justin is gonna walk us through how we can use PickFu to run those A/B testing based on what obviously just stopped the whole Bard ChatGPT competition process. All right, Justin, the floor is yours, man.
In the setup page, the first thing you want to do is clearly define the question or prompt you want to test. Once you have your question ready, set up the answer options and select your target audience. You can choose their age, educational level, and more. PickFu allows you to choose from a wide range of demographics and interests, so you can get feedback from your specific target market. With the question and audience set, the last step is to decide on the number of responses you'd like to gather. And that's it. Once you finalize your choices, you simply hit the Launch Test button and PickFu takes care of the rest. At the end, you will see a preview version of your prompts. This way, you can make adjustments as necessary. If you need a little bit of help with your business, you can always book a free marketing consultation with us. We are more than happy to help.
Boom, movie magic. Okay, that's how we got it.
Yeah, I just cleaned up the formatting a little bit and made sure there was some spacing and some bullets there so people could read it better. The other way to do this is you could take a screenshot if you wanted to format it so that there was bold and that kind of stuff, but that's another option to do. Yeah, so we're gonna kick this off and we're gonna come back and check out the responses in a little bit.
Justin, what were the results? Let's check them out.
Yeah, so we ran the tests of the bullet points from Bard, I think is option A, and ChatGPT is option B. Targeted 50 US-based respondents. There were Prime subscribers, let's see, between 25 to 44, and they had some kind of college degree because that's what some of the persona, I think Bard mentioned that in particular, college educated. So vote-wise, Bard did really well here, kind of crushed it, 76% of the vote. And we dig into the responses, you can take it with every poll on PickFu, you can see all the responses and each demographic information for each person. But let's hop over to our new AI highlights tab and just read what the AI summary of the responses is. So basically it said it liked option A, the people liked option A because it was more concise and to the point. So, highlighting these points of affordability and effectiveness. And the knock on option B was that they were longer and a little bit more overwhelming. And then you can kind of see the likes and dislikes here. So that conciseness, emphasis on eco-friendly, yeah. And then almost too long and wordy. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, this is super cool. Like if you see the one that says dislikes for ChatGPTs, which is option B, it says eco-friendly, buzzwords don't have impact anymore, so there's no punch of your draw. That is such a good insight because you can actually prompt a new, I would say, discussion or new research about, hey, is this word actually effective? Because people tend to, it's like when have you ever played a song over and over again in the car, and you're like, a week later you're like, oh my god, this I used to love this song, now I hate it. I think it's like the exact same thing. Like people like eco-friendly, organic, eco-friendly. You're like, okay, like there has to be something here, So
people may not even believe it anymore, right? Because everything seems to be labeled the same thing now. So this might be an indicator that you just need to try rewording in a new way, like that kind of benefit. Yeah, not that you shouldn't be eco-friendly, just try to use different terms, right, that aren't as buzzy.
100%. The only way that we can know this is by actually asking real people. I would highly encourage that you ask real people. If you have a Facebook group, great. If you know a lot of people that are your buyer persona, that's a good starting point. I wouldn't rely just on that demographic because they're situated in one city, or unless you know everybody in the East Coast or something like that, which is very highly unlikely. I would definitely try to use a tool like PickFu. If not, there are other companies out there. Obviously, you're free to do whatever you please. This is what we use. It's worked out for us so far. Dude, I think it was a pretty good insight to kind of understand the two AIs. I really like Bard's because it's like more friendly, and AI and ChatGPT, I feel like it's more formal, more educated, you could say. I don't know, like I'll still use both, but I feel like ChatGPT gives you more information, but Bard just works it a little bit better, I would say.
It's kind of interesting because it seems like sometimes ChatGPT is being wordy for the sake of being wordy, and so but I think that the kind of the takeaway is that it's good to try both or all. There's a lot of different models out there, and I would recommend trying a lot of them and seeing how it performs and testing it, because maybe it works better for one product and then a different one, or whatever it is, right? Like it kind of depends on what it's been trained on and what it understands. So I wouldn't restrict your usage to any single one,
All right, well, Bard is the winner, but I wouldn't say rely just on Bard. Don't rely just on one tool. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Obviously, have different baskets for all your eggs.
And this stuff changes. It changes like every day, right?
Yeah, it does. And it's also learning, and Amazon as well. Amazon changes its terms of services like once a week, something crazy like that. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. All right, guys, I think we've passed over the time. And any last words, Justin?
No, I mean, I think just, AI generation is super powerful, and I encourage everyone to try it, and then also to pair it with actual human feedback.
100%. AI is here, and it's here to stay. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So guys, use it as much as you can, leverage the tool to your benefits. But at the end of the day, it's real humans buying these products, so you do need that human insight into it, Okay, until next time, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe. It's very important for us to subscribe. If you haven't seen the other video with Justin, go watch it here. It's going to be linked somewhere here. Pichu, you got to link it, right? You got to link it? Yes, Pichu's got to link it, guys. She's got to link it. All right, guys. Have a good one, guys. Ciao.
All right, thank you.